Hello there. So another video, I thought I'd do my top 10 favorite individual artists, and this was tough. It was pretty easy I'd say the first half of the list, no problem, done. But picking the end of it is difficult because there's a whole lot of artists that I really like that do a lot of solo material, and but I did keep it to 10, which was tough at the end. And yeah, so I'm gonna run down the list 10 to 1. I mean, these are my favorites, and I'll give you a bit of brief reasoning as to why. And in most cases, these people are individuals that have bands that back them, or they play with bands, and in many cases they have their name attached to the band, but I picked them because they are generally the driving force behind the band or the group or the music that they're creating. Okay, so let's get going. Number 10 is definitely different than the rest of them, and different meaning that it's an artist that I have the least amount of length and history with, but I'm really into, and I really like the material that this person puts out, and really enjoying their music. So I'm happy to get into this artist now. And that person is, at number 10, Frank Turner. So here's a guy that goes sometimes with a band, well, often with a band called Frank Turner and the Sleeping Souls, but it's Frank, and this is a very special piece in my collection, and it's a best of his stuff, just chock full of great music. He's a guy that does a lot of a mix of raucous kind of fun, almost punk, tinging on punk, rock music, and then he'll have a lot of ballady stuff. There's an acoustic album as part of the set that just great music, great songs. So Frank is number 10 for me. And again, he's the newest musician that I've gotten into in this list. The rest of them are been with me in my music cycle for a long time. So that's number 10, Frank Turner. Number 11 is someone that I've been following for a long time. Finally got to see him in Oshawa with Kara, I guess a few years ago now, and that is John Mellencamp. And this is one of his albums that I have. Such a great songwriter. His songs, he's probably my number one, if you want to say, American songwriter, ballad songwriter. Well, not ballad, but songwriter that I like a lot. Number 9. Number 8, we got a couple of Canadians coming at you here in a row. Number 8, Neil Young. This is the greatest hits package that I have that I would highly recommend. It's just got everything you need from Neil. I mean, he's a guy that just doesn't stop. He's putting out material all the time, and you know, such quality songwriter, Neil Young. Next up, another Canadian, Matthew Good. Of course, he's got his band, he's got his own act, Matthew Good. He does a band, Matthew Good Band, in the past. So he's had a couple of different styles that he throws at us, but ultimately it's the songwriting, and Matt Good's songwriting is amazing. This is the album Avalanche, probably my favorite Matt Good album. Number 6, a guy that I loved when he was with Oasis, and then we branched off on his own and started his own band, Noel Gallagher and the High Flying Birds, and it's Mr. Noel Gallagher. You know, the trend with me with these choices are the songwriting abilities of these people. They're all just amazing songwriters, and they create their own sound, and that's what always grabs me. All right, top 5. These are the ones that kind of came to me. It's just a matter of, well, the order doesn't really even matter. It's just about talking about the bands. So, Mr. Tom Petty. Obviously, Tom is well known as the leader of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And of my list, in my top list here, he's the only deceased person on the list. I was fortunate to see Tom and the band just prior to him dying, I guess. It was about a year before or less, and he was amazing. He was still on top of his game. Just such a great artist, and the songs, no denying, the best of rock and roll. This is another Tom Petty collection I have, and it's so I've got the vinyl collection, greatest hits. This is anthology. I've had this for a long time, and it's even better because it's got so many deep cuts on this. Just amazing. Number 4, I guess more of a current artist, but I've been into him since, oh geez, way back when he was being played on 102.1 The Edge a lot. That's where I got into him. And then fortunately Cameron and I both were into Beck, and this is Beck, this is Colors. He's such an eclectic artist. He makes these amazing kind of dance-oriented rock modern records like Colors, and then he'll also have the capacity to make just amazing, beautiful records like Morning Phase, Sea Change. Morning Phase is an absolute favorite record of mine. Have seen Beck and going to see Beck again at the end of the summer, and he's an impressive musician for sure. So now the top 3, and number 3 for me is an old favorite, an oldie and a goodie, and I've loved him for a long time. He's been with me when I was young, and this is one of my early records that I had, and it's Kim Mitchell. This is his EP. Great Canadian fella. Liked listening to Kim on Q107. I wish he would have stayed on the Q, but he went back to his music and rock career. Can't blame him for that. He's been a favorite a long time. This is one of my favorite records from the past. Akimbo Alogo. He's my number 3. I just think Kim's the best. I mean, his voice, it just makes me feel good because it's such a throwback to growing up with this guy. And he's a great guitar player and a really good songwriter. So he's got it all. Number 2 for me is, again, certainly he holds a spot this high because of just how much he meant to us. And it's the Oz Man. This is my one of my old Ozzy records, Bark at the Moon. Actually a very good underrated Ozzy record. And he's still going. I've got a lot of his material. I do have some of the more modern stuff that he put out. I'm not really into the latest couple of stuff because I guess I'm holding to the to the Ozzy I once knew. Maybe that's going on with me, which is, I guess, fine. But yeah, the Oz Man. This is a great collection. If you ever come across this is the Essential Ozzy. It's a double CD set. Double CD set of Ozzy stuff. And it's really a good collection because it's got all his stuff, some modern stuff, all the old stuff, and some reimagined classics live on this. It's really excellent. Number 1 for me is a Canadian artist that is the ultimate singer, songwriter, person, and it is Dallas Green, City and Color. And this is a couple of live sets I have of his. This is an older one. I've had it a long time. Really good. And then he put out this more recent collection, and it is really fantastic. So City and Color is my number one individual musician, artist that for me, you know, I count these all very important, and there's a whole lot more that people would throw out and like a lot. I guess in most cases, these are picked for me because I play them a lot all the time, even now, and will continue to do so. And that's my video so for today. And the next video I'm going to do is, I've decided I'm going to highlight some female fronted bands and women in rock that I like, because most of the stuff I've been showing, you know, a lot of it is male oriented, and it's simply because that's the brand of music that I follow. But I do have some real favorite female artists, and we're going to talk about some of those. So that's coming up. I'll do that sometime this weekend, and I hope you like this one, and make a comment, subscribe if you like it, and thanks for watching. Take it easy. Bye.